about myself. My name is Tulsi. I have been in Cisco for the past 1.5 years, working as a data scientist. And my other team members who have contributed in this project are Nishant, Ashwin, and Sunil. So moving ahead, all about this project is how we can save the time of our consumers or the customers, right? So the best thing which you can do for our customers is save their time or impact on the customer experience. So that is the whole point about this project. So in a year, we have around 1 million plus cases, right? So in 1 million plus cases, around 25% of the cases are just on about how to cases or some product related queries. They are not that complex so that we need our engineers to get involved in those cases, right? So for those particular cases, how do we create a intellectual capital or a documentation so that their stuffs can be resolved faster? That is about this project. So the reason behind around 70% of the customers, right, around 70% of the customers, they try to do self-service for their cases, but they fail to do so. Just 9% of them succeed. There is a huge gap from this 9% till this 70% that they that particular gap, they are not able to self-resolve their cases. So and why does this happen? This happens because of inefficient documentations or inefficient ICs, whatever we have. So before moving forward, I would like to define what does case deflection mean. Case deflection means the ability of the customer to self-resolve their case, right? So more the customers will self-resolve their case, our engineers won't be involved, for that particular case to move ahead, and the customer satisfaction will increase, and the recurring revenues and the annual revenues, everything will increase. So how we have integrated machine learning and generative AI in this case, that's what this whole project is all about. So as I said, I don't know how it went out of the box, but the one part of this project is diagnostic IC, and the second part of this project is bug IC prediction. The diagnostic IC part is the GenAI based thing, and the second part, which is the bug IC, it is supervised machine learning. So how we have integrated both of them to create proper intellectual capitals so that their cases or their services will be immediately resolved. That's what we're going to talk about. So moving ahead, if we talk about diagnostic IC model, so the very first step in diag IC model we did is the clustering. We took as I said, we have 1 million plus cases in our system, and so every cases cannot be individually resolved, and we cannot just go and straightforwardly we can solve them. So first we did some unsupervised learning, and we created buckets for them so that we can tackle them individually. So first of all, we did clustering so that we can create buckets, and which will have from the case nodes, from the release nodes, or from the bugs, they will be served in a bucket so that we can tackle them individually. So this is one example of how the topics were identified. Let's say anyone iOS upgrade assistance, and this we have done it in the form of how frequently it is occurring, or what is the importance of that. So let's say these are the topics which were identified, and inside each topic there are an n number of case nodes or n number of release nodes which were identified, and documentations were done for these cases, which will go inside the LLM, which I will show you. And this particular thing I have masked out. This is the final output. I will show you in the later slides. Yeah, so this LLM is basically RAG based. So we tell to the LLM that apart from n number of vocabulary which you are trained, use the archives which we are creating. In the previous slide, as you saw, these are the topics, or these are the clusters of all the case nodes or all the bugs which we have earlier formed. And according to that, we give that as an input to the LLM, and we tell that no need to hallucinate for the results, or no need to go away. You just need to check our archives, what are the documentations which we did, and according to that, there will be a question given by the customer, and the output will be tailored according to that particular question. So that is all about how we do the retrieval augmented this RAG-based LLM for diagnostic IC. And finally, the output will be in the form of you know uh, in the form of troubleshooting steps, or the final output in the troubleshooting steps, the customer basically in the how to or product related queries there, where the we don't need any extra engineer to put upon. So this will be the final output, and I will when we talk about the complete framework. So as I said, first we are doing unsupervised learning. We're identifying the topics from different bugs. And in unsupervised learning, what is happening, we are creating from the case notes, from the release notes, we are doing topic analysis when bucketing them. And according to those, then we are going putting this inside the LLM as our, in the archives. And post that, we are creating the summarization, right? And in the summary, we are providing the troubleshooting steps, or the proper introduction, or the keywords, which is easier for the customers to self-resolve the case. So what happens is, a particular engineer, like, the time is saved for both the customers as well as our engineers, right? So this is the first part of the whole project. The second part, where we have the bug IC thing. So this is nothing but a ML model. So when you see these documentations which are created, these documents are also are created by our own engineers, right? So we also went one step ahead by thinking, why only save the time of our customers? If we also save the time of our inbound engineers, so it will also increase the efficiency twice or thrice, right? So this machine learning model most probably does that. So what it does is, let's say I'm an engineer, and for me, I have the task, like in a day, I have a task, like I'm given 100 number of bugs, and I'm allowed to, I'm asked to do a segmentation that which let's say 70 bugs, I'm allowed to do the digitization that 70 bugs will be digitized and 30 bugs will not be digitized. So what do I mean by digitized and not be digitized? uh, the digitizable bugs are those bugs which can be basically, they are the how to or the product related queries which can be self resolved by the customers, right? Then we will go back and put it inside the archive. Okay, but the non digitizable bugs are those bugs which are complex. For sure, the consumers or the customers won't be able to resolve the complex cases, so there is no point in creating documentations and then creating troubleshooting steps. So earlier it was manual. The engineer was provided 100 bugs. He was asked to do, okay, finally he was doing manually, he was checking for all the bugs, and 70 bugs are digitized. He said it will be digitized and 30 won't be digitized. Now we have created a ML model for that, which straight away rejects those, it classifies or it predicts based on the historical data by taking the release notes, the case notes, the basically in the form of categorical and text variables. It says that which all bugs can be digitized and which cannot be digitized. So the undigitizable bugs, which are complex in cases where there is no point in making the documentations, are removed away straight away, and then those 70 bugs which can be digitized are passed away to the engineers, right? So then the efficiency of engineer increases, because earlier he had to do 100 bugs, let's say for an example, and now just 70. So this is where the ML model comes into the picture, right? So when you talk about the complete framework, this project is all about how we can integrate like the traditional ML along with GenAI, right? So as I said, there will be bug data which will be having the release notes, the case notes, and it will be going inside our ML model. And this blueprint which I showed you, this is not the only one blueprint. We have a lot of products, like 15 to 20 products which are in production right now, this particular model. So this is just one of the best performing models. So this is for the demonstration purpose. So the models are specific to the products, like whichever model is best suited for whichever product, that model has been used for that, right? So as as I said, like the release notes and everything will be coming into the ML model. Then the ML model will be doing predicting which all bugs can be digitized. Then this digitizable bugs will be going to the engineers, and they will be manually checking. Basically, this part is the human in the loop. And finally, those from those digitizable bugs, it will be going inside the knowledge repository or the archives, which we will be storing inside the archives, which will be presented to the LLM, right, in the RAG, basically in the RAG format. So when a consumer will be asking some questions, so it will be taking on from this knowledge repository, and the answers will be completely tailor-made from the questions whatever the consumers have asked. So the biggest takeaway from this, which we found out, is like how seamlessly we can integrate the traditional ML methods or the clustering methods with the recent LLM methods, so that the final output has to be achieved just like the customer satisfaction or the CSAT score has been improved. And basically in this the digitization efficiency has also improved, right? So when the customer satisfaction improves, the renewal rate, the you know everything gets optimized accordingly. So this was all about how we can use both ML and LLM together for the customer satisfaction and everything. So this is all about our projects. Thank you so much. Questions? Yeah.
So in the documents that you have passed to the RAG
LLM.
basically, are you only passing the prominence scores for the clustered documents, or I mean, what is it in those
Yeah,
documents?
so those documents, they take in all the let's say we have a specific after we cluster this, right? Yeah. So let's say there is one particular upgrade CPI from this version to this version. This particular cluster will have all the related documents regarding all the bugs or all the release notes, all the case notes related to this particular category, and they will be documented as a whole. So all the documentations means the troubleshooting steps regarding all the products which can, the subtext or the subproducts which goes inside this particular problem, the documentations like the troubleshooting steps, what is the solution for any particular problem, everything, every possible details goes inside this particular category inside the LLM.
Okay, like the historical resolutions for all those topics.
Correct, correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that is one part. Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Cisco device you have, like version upgrade or a firmware upgrade, there is an issues with it.
yeah.
So before you give it to the RAG system, like how are you separating out that this is related to this version upgrade? Is there anything related to that product when a customer asks? Because when I open it, like I have this version upgrade, firmware is not working. So where are you capturing that?
So like when you put inside, like in this knowledge repository, whatever product you want, right? The documentations for all the information regarding that particular product, the troubleshooting steps from the historical data.
No, more
Yeah.
like I'm saying, is there a pre-processing before you hook into the RAG system? That's what I'm asking.
No, not as of now. So as of now, what is happening is like in this digitizable bugs, first of all, we're seeing that whether that particular issue can go inside, like is it worth it to put in, like put a proper LLM for that or not? Else it goes inside unsuitable. Say if it is a complex query, right? For that, for sure, an engineer has to be involved, right? The whole point of this is to increase the deflection rate, so that we don't need to use our engineers to put their head inside the problem. The customer comes, they self-resolve the issue, and they goes away. So that's the whole point. So that's why the bugs which can be digitized, that means that we have the knowledge repository for that, in the history and the documentations, that only goes inside the model as of now. Yeah.
So if you see here, there is no everything is like grounded. Solution
Yeah.
is whole grounded only, right?
N-
Or do you have like like ungrounded solution also?
Yeah, like along with like as we're using Llama 2 for this, it this knowledge repository makes it grounded, but along with that, it also has the access to the original model which it normally has, right? So it is a combination of like grounded as well as what knowledge it has from outside.
The follow-up question, like, why do you need, like, because every information is product related, is all your domain expertise, everything
Correct.
is like, why do you need that external, like, why do you not ground the solution?
So that's what, like, that is just a plus point for this. Even if we have it, it's not an issue. Like, let's say we just have this, but something is out of the context, for example. So it's always better to have two instead of one. So that is the reason, like, when we do the summarization steps and all, if something is missing from here, that can be fetched from the outer repository or something like that. For that reason, we have the both of the things.
Yeah, I have a question. So
Sure.
I want to know more about the kind of vector store that you are using. So and how frequent you are updating your knowledge base. So when you do that, you're doing particularly reindexing your whole knowledge
Yeah,
base, right?
correct.
So let's say some Meraki device in Cisco is getting a version update in the dock.
Correct.
So you have to pull that into your knowledge repository. You have to reindex it.
True.
So how big of a task is that, and what vector database you are using?
Exactly. Talking regarding how frequent it is used every week. So we, as a data science team, we provided this particular, framework. Now it goes to the engineer, the tag engineer who are responsible for the customer satisfaction. So they refresh this every week. Every week there will be new bugs coming in, and
Okay.
related to every bug, there will be supporting case notes, release notes, and all other historical,
Okay.
documents. So first when the bug data comes in inside they use this model, and they remove all those bugs which they think that okay, it is complex. They do not, the engineers do not face these bugs even. They are only introduced to this particular digitizable bugs, and after they get introduced to these digitizable bugs, they let's say they categorize it after using our clustering technique, and after that, whatever knowledge we have, the knowledge repository, the troubleshooting steps, the introduction, the the product information, everything is fed inside that particular cluster. Inside that, like, we will know this particular problem belongs to which particular cluster,
Okay.
and then that cluster will be updated with either it will have the existing knowledge, or it will be updated with the new form of knowledge, whatever is coming.
So you basically sharded that into different clusters so that it will be easy to
Correct.
update.
So
Okay.
as I showed you here, yeah, so this document 1 2 can be seen as one particular individual clusters. So we have a specific number of clusters. We see this problem can go to which particular cluster, and then according to that it updates like that. Yeah.
You forgot to mention about the vector store which you are using.
Like this, we like the technicality of it, like this we did it last year, so it is not in the top of mind, but I will get back to you if we can connect out. Yeah.
Is there any live predictive analysis or the live support you are giving to the customers using this? I mean, like, through live video feed, I mean,
Not
multimodal.
not using this framework. There might be some other thing, but using this, it is just you will be giving your query, and you will be getting just like this. I have just masked out it.
Text-based.
Text based, yeah. So this is the final format. Let's say that is the cluster. You will be having the keywords, the introduction of the problem, then all the troubleshooting steps you will be having, like go to this and go to that. Like earlier, what we had is we just had a specific document which was neutral across whatever problem you have, right? But now it is tailor made according to whatever questions you are providing, or what is the query you are providing. So it is not like if you just provide like 10 people will be providing queries regarding upgrading CPI. That earlier what was happening, all 10 of them were shown a single document. Okay, these are the troubleshooting steps. But now it is tailor made according to what specific problem they have. So that is being implemented right now.
Maybe one last question anyone has?
Yeah.
So the question here is, like, I also implemented RAG systems. So the one issue that I faced there was the versioning numbers. These numbers, the LLMs hallucinate sometimes on those numbers. So how do you tackle that? What temperatures do you use? Do you have had to fine tune the temperature so that you give equal amount to creativity and equal amount to the
Correct.
exact version numbers?
So what we did is we fine-tuned it. As I said, like this was a project from last year, and we fine-tuned it. And here I didn't mention about the metric which we used. So basically, the metric which we used here was the number of documents the customer is going towards before finally reaching to the final document divided by total number of cases. So that was one metric which we used. So taking that metric, we fine-tuned the model, and whichever parameters best suited, just like hyperparameter tuning, whichever parameters best suited, like the that particular metric was minimum, we went ahead with that. So regarding exact parameters and all, maybe I can get back to you, but right now it's not in the top of my mind. Yeah. Correct. Like not only creativity, it
To
is
paraphrase it basically. Or
no, it is regarding like the tailor-made answers, right?
yeah, madam.
According to the query the consumer is providing, the troubleshooting steps, because before there was a generalized one that may not, cater the solution of the consumer. But now, specific to the problem, they get the troubleshooting steps.
And it is able to index the exact version numbers and
Yeah,
file numbers.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, with that, we wrap up MLDS 2025. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Tulsi.
so much,
Thank you.
everyone.
Big round
Thank
of
you so
applause
much.
for him. Thank you all for your support and cooperation. You may now move on to the main auditorium for the stand-up act by Kumar Varun. Thank you. While I, Moshmi Sinha, your host for the day, will be signing off for this year. Enjoy the evening. I'll see you all for MLDS Edition 8.